Hey guys. All right. So I pulled 3 cards. I'm just gonna let the cards spell out the situation, and I've got a few oracle here that hopefully will validate whatever's being said in the cards, So I do pull the cards beforehand because I'm one of those people that when I shuffle, the cards will fly out, but sometimes I shuffle and shuffle. I'm like, dang it, they're not falling out. And I'm like, you guys would be waiting for like half an hour for me to get them out. So I'm working on it. I mean, I got to where I shuffle too fast, but then all the cards come out. So I'm a work in progress. Some people shuffle while they're on there. Sometimes I do, but if you want me to, it is, because I know that some people have been accused like, oh, you're just picking and choosing these cards to me. No, I'm letting them fall out. And then I try to put it together, because if it were up to me, I wouldn't want a 5 of Swords in here. Like, it's not a bad card, but sometimes it can mean change and conflict and things like. I wouldn't want any conflict cards or cards that would be like, ooh, no, that would mean bad things. But cards can mean whatever we want them to, basically, based on your intuition. And I'll show you that. I might consider trying to put some out there and maybe teaching a few cards at a time or something like that. Teaching different interpretations. I think that would be good. I mean, there's a classic way to go. I am not classic by any means. I was not trained in a classic way. Did I use Rider-Waite-Smith, the classic deck? Yes, I did. But I was trained by somebody who's been doing oracle cards like for half their life. And I was trained, I was taught how to do oracle more intuitively rather than knowing the bases of the cards. So, having a good grip on the original interpretation can help. But sometimes they appear as other things. It just means whatever you pick up on it, whatever you channel from it. So I'm getting off of, I don't know if I'm getting on a soapbox or not. I'm getting way off. Anyway, sorry about that. But please take what resonates and leave the rest. So I pulled 3 cards. This is from my, I always forget the dang name of this one. It's like my Mysterious Creatures deck. And these are not mysterious, mythical creatures, my bad. It's a mythical creatures deck that I got locally. I don't know, they may sell this other places too. But it came from a shop, and it's really cool because it's very earthy. And it's got a lot of mythical creatures, and there's a booklet that's supposed to tell me what everything is and where it's from. But, I tend not to listen to the books. I don't look at the books because sometimes I find myself getting too wrapped up in trying to use that explanation, and then I struggle to remember it when I can just go by intuition and what the card is telling me, which I prefer to do, honestly. So I have for you the Hermit, the 5 of Swords, and the 3 of Pentacles. So what's the situation telling me? It's telling me that the Hermit, mostly those of you watching, it could be you maybe watching about someone else, wondering about why they are the way they are right now. I could see this happening. Because in this is a lot about, in with the new and out with the old. So I might even title it that. But the Hermit, I think a lot of you have been going through a hermit phase, and like I've been doing the same thing. So if you have come into your spiritual journey, you've possibly been going through transformations. There's always more than one. You could be getting upgraded, because once you get into this, it's like a whole new world. It's like you walk through a door and you're in this whole new world, and you can see and hear and sense and feel so much more than you could in a limited 3D world, where your beliefs are limited to, oh, it's got to be either factual science or it has to be, like a basic, it has to be like religious or political or something of that nature. Erase all that. Forget about it. Those things are all limiting. They're all limiting. If you want to have your faith or be religious, like, by all means, I would never hold anyone back from that. If it's good for you and it helps you in your life in a positive way, then I say go for it. My thing is like, don't limit yourself. That's the thing. Don't limit yourself. There is so much more out there. Try to be open-minded to new possibilities, even if it seems out there. And I just say that because there's so much of this world we don't know about. And, ooh, I'm losing my voice for a minute. There it goes. Sorry about that. All right, there we go. So much better. I had to take a drink. So the hermit, look at him. The hermit's over here hiding. They're kind of blending in. Kind of like how, hunters, they wear the, I want to say fatigues. That's not fatigues. Fatigue is what I am experiencing right now, apparently. But, what? Oh my gosh. Someone's going to help me out here. You remember camouflage. There we go. Thank you. So the hermit over here, this person is almost like, they kind of remind me of a native or some kind of wood folk, that live in the, and I don't know who this particular individual is as a mythical creature or a mythical human, but they're hiding in the bushes and they almost blend in with like the blossoms of that. And they've got it painted on their face, but they're green and they're watching. It's like they're in the safety of the woods and hiding. And sometimes that's the best thing you can do, because if you're out in the open, you're a sitting duck. But what I'm getting from it is that a lot of you have gone through this phase where you've kind of been sitting back, and I don't know if you were like me and you were shy or introverted, and you're like the kind that would sit back. I just said this tonight. I used to sit back with my back against the wall, like in the corner of a party. I would always go early, so I'm like one of the first people there, and then I would sit in the corner and just observe everybody else arriving. It's just the safest thing for me to do. I want to know who's there, who to watch out for, and I kind of observe like who does what, who says what. I'm always watching and listening, because you find out so much tea that way. You find out a lot about people, and you can observe their behavior and find out if there's someone you even want to talk to. So I kind of get this. And so if you're going through a period of transformation with your spiritual journey, you're also feeling disconnected. I understand that, because I'm going through that right now. And sometimes the people that you were connected to, like your social groups or friends, family, whatever it was that you were dealing with, even coworkers, things have changed for you. And while things are changing, that disconnection, you can feel it, and it doesn't feel the same when you're around these people anymore. Like before you were around people, you had gotten accustomed to some of these people, like your social groups, for example. I'm using myself, like I know a lot of people and I love them, and some of them are spiritual too. Some of them are, I still love them for who they are. I haven't got to see them in a long time, and I would love to catch up and visit. But there is a part of me that kind of wants to hide, because I worry that they may not be accepting of how much I've changed. I'm still me. By all means, I still have my personality, my sense of humor, my quirkiness. I'm a weirdo. It's fine. I'm a wonderful weirdo, by the way. I like being eccentric. I don't want to conform to fit in. Screw that. But I do like to get along with people, and I'm really interested in getting to know people. And as much as I want to see them, I just wonder if they're going to notice, like, I have changed in a lot of positive ways. I speak up for myself more, and, I am trying to assert myself more. A lot of that is from going to therapy, but a lot of that is spiritual too. It's made me a lot stronger and a lot more resilient, and some people can't handle that. Because some people like to attach themselves to those around them that are weaker or more submissive, because then you're somebody that can be walked on or taken advantage of. I'm not saying that everybody wants to do that, but sometimes there's people that cling to that because it's like a pecking order, and they feel like if they're above at least one other person, then, they feel better about themselves. Not sure why that is. But that in some cases, I think that's true, because I've noticed it. And some people, I've just noticed like there's this hierarchy, with people, with social groups and friend groups and things like that. It happens sometimes. To give an example, and I'll give an example of one on TV, because I don't really have one in person yet, but on TV, when you think about like the Golden Girls, like Dorothy was always the smart one, right? But Blanche was always the one that was really, really great about being social and flirty and being strong in her confidence and sexuality and things like that. And then you had Rose was considered the bimbo, the dumb one. I mean, she's very sweet and kind and innocent, but she was very naive and almost stupid. And they would make fun of her, right? And then you have Sophia, where she's gotten to the age where she just doesn't give, a bleep about it. She doesn't care. She doesn't give a shit. So, and she has no filter, and she'll say whatever she wants, and she doesn't care if it's outrageous. And she's kind of the best. Like, she's like street smart on one hand, but And she can be a little naive, like Rose on the other hand. And she's smart, but she's not as often to be taken advantage of. But every once in a while, you know, that emotional side of her can make her a little bit weaker, right? and she has no qualms about, you know, just being open, completely open and blunt about her love life, and she'll say whatever sometimes, you know. But the thing is, she's like the best of all three of them in a way, but she's like the patriarch and the one who just will say whatever, and she's like got the wisdom and the knowledge with age that, you know, she's been through a lot, and sometimes she can impart that wisdom to the younger ones. So there is kind of like, there is a little bit, it seems like a pecking order, a hierarchy. Like, how would you rank them if you could rank them? So I do think about this like a lot. And, you know, maybe I should do an experiment with this. Now I want to do something with tarot with this. But thanks for the idea, guys, because you guys are helping me think this out. As I'm talking out loud to myself, but I'm talking to you guys, but you're not hearing it yet. You will. By the time you hear this, you're going to be like, what are you talking about? I'm always looking. I'm now kind of helping out with tarot practices, and I am teaching some basics at this point. But I'm teaching more intuitive basics. So, but I'm trying to like really break it down for people so they don't get stuck in just those textbook meanings of the cards. So, and I especially don't want you to, because if you guys go out and get a reading from anybody else and they're like, oh no, you got the Tower, it's so bad. Like, it doesn't have to be bad, guys. I call it the remodeling, because the Tower, it doesn't have to be your life falling apart. It can be mere like, you know what? This place is a little bit run down. You know, your life has kind of gotten bogged down. It's time to clean it up, declutter, remodel, like put in new flooring and paint the walls and get new furniture. That's all it is. And then in the end, you're like, oh, it's a breath of fresh air. And it's like, this is great. And you can thrive on that for a long time. So it doesn't have to be a bad thing. But with the Hermit, I feel like a lot of you have been you kind of withdrew, you know, to take care of yourself, love yourself. You've been going through these phases, transformative, spiritual, and now you've come out of it. But here's the problem. With the Five of Swords, I see like you, the Hermit, are coming out of it, but you're still a little bit cautious, because now that you're coming out of it, you're coming into conflict. With the Five of Swords, I'm like, you're tending to clash with people. It doesn't mean you're fighting with them, but you're not finding the common ground that you once did with a lot of people that you used to know. And this doesn't have to be with every person you know. It's just that with some people in your life, you're going to find that you no longer have anything in common with them. Because now that you're on this journey, the spiritual side of yourself is out. You've expanded. How do I say this? It's a type of expansion within yourself. I guess I was right. You've expanded. You're growing your mind and your soul and your body, like everything, every part of you. You're growing, and now you can see things. You're getting a better perspective of things. You're kind of understanding where other people are coming from. You're having more love, more compassion for others. It's beautiful. There's nothing wrong with you growing. The problem is that other people don't understand that, because they're still stuck behind. You've grown and they haven't, and because they haven't, they're not understanding you. So I don't want you to feel bad about this. Don't feel bad because you're having conflict with people. You're having a hard time, you know, communicating with them on who you are now, because you're still you, and they recognize that, but they don't understand how your thinking and feeling has changed, how you've evolved spiritually, or you've done all this work on yourself to grow from within. Some people don't get that because they haven't done the work themselves. So if you're worried about that, don't. It's not your fault by any means. You're learning, you're growing, you're evolving. Accept it, be proud of yourself, and keep going. You know, keep doing what you're doing, because this is great. You're doing great. You're going to be fine. So that Five of Swords just tells me those people, they may not be your people anymore. They may not be the people that you want to run around in social circles with anymore. Now that you need to find more people that are like you, that are open like you, that have woken up from, you know, 3D, and they're expanding into unknown territory of their spirituality. Like, it's time to find your tribe. You know, you want to find more people that are like-minded, that will understand you. This is where I highly, highly recommend. The Three of Pentacles is like going out and finding that tribe. That's where you're going to thrive, because the Three of Pentacles, I mean, this is about collaboration. This is about, setting solid, friendships, and a solid foundation for friendships and relationships, because you're going to meet more people like you. More people. I mean, he's drawing stars. I love that for the Pentacles, but you're going to find more people of the stars. If you're a star seed, that's confirmation for you. You'll find other star seeds like you, and they'll understand you, and they'll be able to communicate with you, and there won't be this disconnect. Because you're going to be like, wow, I feel like I've known you my whole life. It's interesting. Oh, pardon me, I had to drink again. I'm so thirsty. But yeah, that Three of Pentacles is coming in. So basically, you've gone through the transformation. You came out to conflict, but you're only conflicting with the people who, they're just not, they're not able to fit into your world anymore. And you know what? You can keep trying if you want to. That's up to you. You've got the free will to do this. This person may get fed up with you already, but if not, this person might go, I want to learn more. This is your turn. It's your turn to share the love, to teach, to do whatever. Be like, well, explain what you've been through. And either they get it or they don't. If they don't get it, they may kind of fade out of your life. Let them. That's what this Five of Swords is about. It's kind of like time to release what doesn't serve you anymore. And some relationships and friendships, things like that, they're not going to serve you anymore. Those people aren't going to understand you. They're going to be like, oh, that person's wacko. They went on, they're new agey or whatever. They're not going to get it. And that's fine. Let them have their opinion, but let them go back to their boring life, and, let them go back and hang out with all those other people that aren't advanced anymore. Not to say that people that don't follow this aren't advanced. Let me just be clear. But there are people that don't believe in it. And if they don't want to believe in it, that's okay. But don't keep trying to push it. Don't push it on them for sure. But don't let them push their non-belief on you either. Just be like, this is, I'm still me. I've grown and I've opened my mind and I believe in more now. This is who I am now, and I'd like that to be accepted. If they can't accept it, then it's okay to let them go. So let them go. Those people, if they don't want to lean into their abilities, if they don't want to learn and grow in any way, then don't. Some people just flat out won't. I've seen that, and you can't change people like that. So it's best to leave them behind and keep moving on your path. Because on your path, you're going to find the Three of Pentacles. You're going to find more people like you. And that Three of Pentacles, it goes from 1 to 3. So, and it doesn't mean you have to have a party of 3, but it does mean you'll start to collect more and more people. You'll be like, oh, wow, this is cool. Did you meet this person? And I highly suggest finding spiritual groups in your, ones who meet in person locally, or might I suggest going on, Facebook or YouTube or Meetup or Discord or wherever. There's tons of spiritual groups out there to go to. YouTube has a lot of videos where you can be amongst other people who have those same beliefs, and you can look up things if you're curious. And as you get into it more, you'll just notice you'll start to attract the right people. So I don't want you to worry about it. You've gone through all this hermiting. It's okay to come out now. Just be strong and be confident in who you are and what your beliefs are, and just be like, I am who I am. And you know what? You'll draw the right people. And the people that aren't right in your life, they'll fall away. They'll kind of fade out, and that's okay. Let them go. It's okay too. If they're meant to stay, they'll stay, or they'll come back around. But if not, let them go. Because the new people, you're going to love them. You're going to have people to talk to and call on the phone and text and hang out with all the time. And they're just going to get you, and you're going to get them. It's going to be great. So for the Oracle, I have Destruction. Funny. Okay. Destruction card. This is the same as the Tower. But like I said, it's remodeling. So, if you were living in an apartment, if you had a house with roommates and your roommates are like, I don't get you anymore, and they decide to move out, and you're like, what do I do? This place is like a frat house. And suddenly you clean it up. They get rid of all their stuff, and suddenly you have empty rooms. And so you start rearranging and your furniture, and you start, excuse me, throat chakra. Somebody doesn't want me to talk. I don't know if that's true, but I hate when that happens. But, oh, maybe one of those roommates really didn't want you to say anything. I joke. But, man, if I'm onto something, though, you got to let me know in the comments, please. Anyway. But with the destruction card or the tower, you know, yes, it feels like it's destructive, like you're losing people out of your life, but you're not. You're bringing in what's meant for you, you know, who's meant for you to be in your life, to love and support you on this journey. The right people are coming in and the wrong people are being removed. They don't have to be removed. They're not being ripped out or anything. They're just being removed little by little. They're just fading out because they're not meant for you. And the destruction card is just that. You know, you have the house, you were paying rent on it, you were lucky enough to have 2 friends come live with you, take up the spare rooms for a while, but then, you know, you started growing and they didn't grow. And they're like, okay, she's weird, we're going to move out. And I say she because I'm kind of like talking about myself, but I haven't had 2 roommates like that. So, but this is my example, you know. What are you going to do with those 2 rooms now that it's gone? And you thought, you know what, it is kind of juvenile in here because we've been living in the past, like they've been living as, you know, co-eds or something, and we're not in college anymore. You know, I'm in my 30s. So once they moved out, it's your house now. And you realize, wow, you know, I'm doing so well, I can take care of it myself. So I might as well, you know what, I might as well put in, you know, new flooring, and I might paint the walls, and I'm going to fix up those bedrooms. I'm going to make those nice guest rooms for when I have friends or family come stay. Or who knows, you might fix up those bedrooms and end up with roommates that are more aligned to you. And you come in and you're like, oh yeah, would you like to live with me? Because you're awesome and we're both starseeds. Or, you know, we both believe in this or that. Like, we're spiritually evolved and we both belong to this and we can learn to meditate together. Like, you're going to find friends or people that are going to want to be a part of your life. And that's what you're going to do. And that destruction card is all about that. It's not about destroying anything. It's about out with the old and in with the new. That house will be all nice and fixed up. And either you're going to enjoy it on your own for your loved ones to come visit, or you'll get people in there who will help you fix it up, and you're going to start being more of a grown-up. You're going to start buying grown-up stuff. You're going to get like a better coffee maker, and you know, you're going to start buying appliances and learning to cook for yourself. Like, it's not going to be like, ooh, we're going to eat ramen. There's nothing wrong with ramen, by the way, because I do fix that, but I like to elevate mine. I don't like to just cook it in the water. That's a whole other story. I swear, if I start a YouTube on food, I will let you know. I'm thinking about it, just so you know. I'm thinking of, like, how can I put recipes on here to show how I cook stuff. I'm learning from Master Chef right now, so watch that. That helps a lot. Anyway, your second card is work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio. Yeah, work through your fears. There's a lot of people, you're worried. I mean, you're like, oh, don't worry about if they're going to accept you or not. Just be you, be authentic, be confident in that. You know what? And the people who love you are going to stick by your side no matter what. Those friends that love you are loyal and they're like, wow, we've seen great growth in you and I'm proud of you. Like, they're going to stick with you. Anybody who's not meant to and not going to support you, you don't want them in your life anyway. So you will attract, your vibe attracts your tribe. I used to have a shirt that said that. So keep that in mind. Earth and ground, yes, this is something you could do too. And you notice like these pictures in the back, a lot of them are very earthy and they have elves or they have elements of trees and forests and flowers and things like that. So earth and ground, put your bare feet in the earth. It's got to be earth. No socks, no shoes. Got to be touching the grass, got to be touching the dirt, the earth, the sand, or water. And that sand and water should be on a beach or, you know, a lake or something that is on the earth. I don't know if man-made counts or not. We have a lot of man-made here in Oklahoma, but I don't see why not. If your feet are on the earth, you're going to be getting all the health benefits from that, and it's going to be good. It's kind of recharging you, but it's helping you ground as well. You need to stay grounded and just know you're going to be fine, and you're still on your journey, and it's still, you're blossoming right now, but you're just a bud. You haven't even opened up your petals yet, so go with that. And lastly, we got the tangerine. Yeah, I love it. Number 17, be spontaneous and have fun. Funny, 17 reduces to 8. I just had 8 in the last reading I did. On the color card, it reduced to 8 too. 8 is strength. And you know what? For this, you're going to need a lot of strength. Sometimes going through these transformations or upgrades that are spiritual are exhausting. You get a lot of fatigue with it, like physical fatigue. It can be very draining at times, and you just need lots of extra rest. And that's okay. Love yourself. Treat yourself. Give yourself that rest and rejuvenation that you need. But it says be spontaneous and have fun too. So remember to feed that as well. Be spontaneous, have fun. Go out, find your tribe out there, wherever they are, at the spirit fairs or metaphysical fairs. You'll start to meet people that are more up your alley, and you might even meet people who could be like, oh yeah, you should join our group, or we do classes at this day and time, maybe you can go there. And you'll start to develop new friendships and relationships with these people, and it's going to lead somewhere, I promise you. And you know what else I like about this? That tangerine color. I mean, it's more than just wearing it, as clothing or jewelry, or keeping the crystals of that color on you. But this color is an orangey color, and I don't know about anybody else, but colors have certain meanings for me. I kind of assign them. Orange is the color of friendship for me. I just don't know why, but it's not my favorite color. I love purple, but orange is the color of friendship. And I don't know why. Maybe because it's so happy and cheery, but it's not blinding like sun, like the yellow. That's almost too bright for me. That's kind of a really happy color. But I would say the orange is the color of friendship. So this tells me, like, hey, you're going to meet new friends and you're going to be okay. So no worries. Don't worry, be happy. Listen to that song. That song's been coming to me lately. I hope that helped. Until next time, guys.